Fox News alert. After 5 years, the feds have finally charged Hunter Biden. The president's son today pled guilty to 2 counts of tax evasion. Hunter didn't pay federal income taxes for 2 years on over $1 million in income, and the prosecutors are asking for no prison time. Repeat tax cheat. And prosecutors are also letting Hunter Biden skate on possession of an illegal firearm, which could have sent him to prison for 10 years. But Hunter's getting a pretrial diversion, which means his charges get dropped if he doesn't do drugs. This plea deal actually goes against Justice Department guidelines on the tax and the gun charge. This isn't a plea deal, this is a cover-up. Hunter Biden's attorney says the case is closed.
This was an investigation into FARA violations, which is how you register to work with a foreign government if you're an American citizen. Money laundering. Again, 5 years, and what they came up with is 2 misdemeanor tax counts.
That's the resolution we have, is that Mr. Biden's going to take responsibility for failing to timely pay his taxes for those 2 years.
Is this the end of it?
My understanding is that we're done.
Yeah, they're done because the prosecutors never even cracked open the laptop. The laptop has evidence of money laundering, bribery, sex trafficking, wire fraud, foreign lobbying crimes, kickbacks, and racketeering. It's almost as if the laptop wasn't a part of the investigation. Well, that's true because Hunter Biden's attorney said so.
Do you have any idea if Hunter Biden's laptop had anything to do with this investigation? Was it used?
I don't. No, I don't. I mean,
were you ever asked about it?
I can't recall being asked about it, to be honest with you. But there's nothing about the situation that's been filed that has a thing to do with the laptop.
Why not?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the prosecutors.
Hunter Biden's lawyer can't recall if prosecutors asked him about the laptop. In 5 years, the feds never brought up the laptop. This wasn't an investigation. This investigation was weaker than John Durham's investigation. How does a prosecutor charge someone for not paying income taxes and not pursue where the income came from? You got income coming from all over the world through a maze of shell companies. Proper procedure is you follow the money. They didn't follow the money at all. Prosecutors knew if they followed the money, it'd lead straight to Joe Biden and expose the entire Biden family. That's why the laptop's been gathering dust for 5 years. And how many times have you heard Democrats beg prosecutors to charge Americans with gun crimes? That's all you hear. Ghost guns, hot guns, background checks, loopholes. Hunter Biden lied on a background check. He's high on crack, brandishing an illegal gun on camera in front of narcotics and prostitutes. Hunter's gun winds up in a dumpster next to a school. How safe is that? He went to find it, couldn't find it, blames Mexicans. Then sends the Secret Service to clean up the illegal paperwork at the gun shop where he bought it. But Joe Biden doesn't think you're responsible enough to own a gun. The government will charge you, like the McCluskeys, for legally protecting their home from an angry mob. Joe Biden wants to raise your taxes when his son doesn't even pay his. Joe Biden wants to hire thousands more IRS agents to catch tax cheats when his own son cheats on his taxes and has a rich donor pay off his debt. These IRS agents are going after waitresses' tips. But Hunter Biden cheats the government out of hundreds of thousands of dollars and gets away with it. Is Joe Biden still proud of his son now that his son's admitted he's a criminal, a liar, and a tax cheat?
President, have you spoken to your son today? Have you spoken to your President, any reaction to your guilty plea?
I'm very proud of my son.
Just because the president's son's a crack addict, we're supposed to feel sorry for him. He's a grown man. He's in his 50s. He chose to smoke crack for all those years. He chose to lie, cheat, and steal. Smoking crack doesn't give you a pass with the IRS. If you get bribed by China with cash and diamonds and don't pay Uncle Sam, you think you're getting probation? As expected, the media says this was not a sweetheart deal.
You're already hearing a lot of shouting, oh, sweetheart deal, oh, this, oh, that. None of us really knows the details of the possible charges here.
So on the gun form charge, it's very, very standard for someone in this situation who lies on the form because they're an addict. This is not a sweetheart deal. It's a deal. I think it's a good deal for Hunter Biden in that he will stay out of prison and end up with only 2 misdemeanors on his record, but it's certainly not a sweetheart deal.
If this wasn't a sweetheart deal, then why did Donald Trump's CFO get thrown into Rikers Island for 100 days for pleading guilty to a smaller tax charge than Hunter? Remember Wesley Snipes, the actor? Got a 3-year sentence for basically the same thing Hunter did, not paying taxes. How about rapper Kodak Black? Also got 3 years for nearly the same tax deal as Hunter. His attorney actually said this, quote, 2 tiers of justice. Kodak was charged for the same crime, got over 3 years. Mr. Biden will not serve a day. Today, you'll also hear about how this Delaware prosecutor was a Trump prosecutor. Here's the truth about that. When a president's inaugurated, he doesn't handpick every single U.S. attorney from all 50 states. What's customary is that the 2 senators from each state kind of select a prosecutor to be nominated. In this case, 2 Delaware senators, both Democrats, Coons and Carper, both suggested Trump nominate their idea for a Republican prosecutor, this guy named Weiss. And Trump did. This isn't an excuse, but this is a prosecutor who was blue-slipped, as they call it. And this case has always stunk. Whistleblowers have come out of the woodwork.
When I took control of this particular investigation, I immediately saw it, was way outside the norm of what I've experienced in the past. There was multiple steps that were slow walked at the direction of the Department of Justice. And each and every time it seemed to always benefit the subject.
Hunter Biden was never going to go to prison anyway. He was either going to get a sweetheart plea deal or get pardoned. The Hunter Biden investigation was never about Hunter. It was always about Joe. That's what the laptop tells us, the whistleblowers, the bank records. And the House investigation will continue to investigate Joe Biden and follow the money when prosecutors won't. And today, James Comer looked at 2 more secret FBI documents that Christopher Wray's been holding back. And we'll learn more about those in the coming days.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.